What's going on, my trainer club? Today we're going to look at the top counters for the Terrakion in Pokemon GO to make sure that you know how to beat it and the 100% IVs and everything else you need to know. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, are you excited about Terrakion? Do you know anything about it? Or are you sad to see the Cobalion go? I am very curious, and I think I know the answer, but I would definitely like to hear your guys' opinions in the comments below. So today we're gonna check out the top counters for Terrakion in Pokemon GO. We're gonna check out its movesets. We're gonna check out how weather affects it, the 100% IVs, and everything else that you need to know to make sure that you max out on this raid boss that's coming to Pokemon GO. So let's get into it right now. And Terrakion is gonna be coming to raids Tuesday, November 26th, all the way until December 17th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So you guys must get out there. This is a beast Pokemon. So Terrakion is going to be a rock fighting combination, which is going to make it boosted in cloudy weather or partly cloudy weather. So we're going to be getting a decent amount of boost, especially a lot of us that are in the winter time, especially us in the United States. So as far as the 100% IVs, level 20 is going to be 2,113, and then boosted, like I said, in partly cloudy or in the cloudy weather at level 25, we can catch it at 2,641. So those are the 200% IVs that we have to look out for. As far as the party sizes that you guys are gonna need, for this Pokemon, it is theorized by Pokemon Go Hub that you can duo it relatively easy without the weather boost. However, what I say that if you're going to do it, you definitely want the weather boost on your favor, which is going to be windy weather, which we'll check out in a second, but it can be trioed and upwards. So this is definitely a Pokemon that we're going to be able to beat relatively easy because of the weaknesses that it has. So Terrakion being fighting and rock combination, we're going to have a weaknesses of water, steel, psychic, ground, grass, fighting, and fairy, and then a resistance of bug, dark, fire, normal, poison, and rock. So our top counters are going to be starting off with number one. If you checked out all of the weaknesses that I mentioned, you are definitely going to be guessing what this counter is, because there's one that sticks out as the most generous in the game. It is going to be Mewtwo with Confusion and Psystrike as the number one option. Psycho Cut and Psychic are also pretty good options. Psychic is pretty on par, but the most DPS times TDO is going to be at the top with the Confusion Psystrike. And the number two excellent counter, Suprema counters, is going to be the Meteor Mash Metagross, right? So it has to be the Bullet Punch Meteor Mash. It has to be that Community Day move in order for it to be effective. And moving on to the great counters, which is going to be amazing. We actually have Latios used as a Psychic type Pokemon. We've typically been using him as a Dragon Pokemon for PvP, but it has Zen Headbutt and the Psychic combination, which then brings us to Kyogre, which gets the Waterfall Hydro Pump combination. Really awesome moveset. Definitely a very, very powerful Pokemon. I really like the Kyogre, which then also brings us to the Alakazam with the Confusion and the Psychic combination. And Jirachi is gonna pop up once again with the Confusion and the Doom Desire, which is a unique combination as well. And next we are going to check out the good counters that are going to be categorized by the weather. Pokemon Go Hub did a great combination here that is going to be really effective. So starting off, we have the cloudy weather, which is going to boost the fighting and the fairy counters. For the fighting counters, we have obviously the Machamp with the counter and dynamic punch, followed closely by Hariyama with counter and dynamic punch, and then we have the Gardevoir with the Charm and the Dazzling Gleam. I really like Gardevoir. May not always be the most effective Pokemon, but the fairy combination is not something that we get to use very often, so I do like to do it when I have the chance. And then boosted in the sunny weather, we have starting off with the Groudon with the Mud Slap Solar Beam combination. This is not going to be a stab for the Solar Beam because it's a ground type Pokemon, but it's going to be very effective in the sunny weather because of the boost to the ground as well as the grass. And then next we're going to have the Roserade, which is going to have the Razor Leaf and the Grass Knot combination, followed closely by the Torterra with the Razor Leaf and the Frenzy Plant combination. So that is a Community Day move that you must have on that in order for it to be this effective as well. So make sure to note that and make sure to start saving up some of these guys, because if you see any of these guys I'm mentioning with Community Day moves, in December, we are going to be able to evolve them to get them. So start saving up all these Pokemon that I am mentioning as counters. And then finally, in the snowy weather, we're getting a boost to the Steel type Pokemon, which is going to be Dialga as well as the Excadrill, both of them having the moveset Metal Claw and Iron Head. Now we're going to check out what the best counters are explained in detail thanks to Pokemon Go Hub for putting this amazing article together. I absolutely love it. it. Here we go. We have the Mewtwo, which is going to be the best overall counter. Highly anticipate, which is going to be amazing for us to use, right? If we can, and you have it, Psystrike powered up, this is going to be the time to use it. And then followed closely second is going to be the Metagross, definitely with the Community Day move, but it also must be cautious against the Earthquake, right? And then Latios coming in there, which is pretty effective, but since Mewtwo is out there, if you do have all Mewtwo's in there, the Latios is just kind of there as well. Moving onward, we then have Kyogre, which is amazing in the rainy weather, but still a good option when it is not raining as well. And if you guys want a couple more combinations, maybe you don't have any of these Pokemon, you don't have good ones, you haven't powered them up, but you have other Pokemon powered up, make sure to go ahead and pause it and check out the movesets correlating to these guys. We have Gallade, Celebi, and Executor, as well as Swampert, Garchomp, and Togekiss. So those are other counters that you can use if you're not looking to power any of them up, or if you do have some of these other guys powered up and ready to go. Next, we're going to look at the moveset. What moveset does Terrakion get in Pokemon Go? We are going to get Zen Headbutt and Smackdown for the quick moves. And then as far as the charge moves, we have two 1-bar specials, which are going to be Close Combat and Earthquake. Both 1-bar specials, like I said, not the most optimal, but they're going to pack a punch when they do hit. And the 2-bar special it's going to get is Rock Slide. So that's definitely one of the specials that's going to be going off a little bit quicker, and definitely something that may deliver more damage, because the more specials going off, obviously it's going to hurt our guys a little bit more, even if they are resistant to it. Next, we're going to check out the weather conditions. So as far as the weather conditions, we're going to start off with the sunny weather. So sunny weather, and the list is going to be long, is going to boost our attackers for the grass in the ground combination. So that's when you use the grass Pokemon like the Roserade and the Groudon with the Solar Beam. And as far as the pro attacker for the Terrakion, it is going to boost the Earthquake. So it's definitely the time that if you're using a Metagross, this would definitely not be the weather condition. If it has Earthquake, to be using the Metagross against it, it's going to be wiped out pretty quickly. As far as the partly cloudy weather, it is going to boost the rock moves, and it's going to boost the Terrakion to level 25, as well as the Smackdown and the Rock Slide combination. So both of those movesets are going to be boosted if it has them, and then it's also going to be boosting the Terrakion to level 25. So if you're looking to catch a boosted one, partly cloudy weather is one of the conditions that we can do so. And then we have the cloudy weather, which is going to boost the fighting and the fairy combinations that are going to be good against it in the attack, like Gardevoir and Machamp and Hariyama. And it's also going to boost the Terrakion to level 25, and it is going to boost close combat. So close combat's going to be hitting a little bit harder as far as that goes. Not really something I'm overly concerned about, but definitely something that has to be taken into play if it has close combat in the cloudy weather. And then as far as the rainy weather, we are going to get a boost to our water type Pokemon, followed by the snow, which is going to boost our steel type Pokemon like Excadrill and Dialga. And then we have the windy weather, which is going to boost the Zen Headbutt of the Terrakion, and it's also going to boost our psychic counters like Mewtwo. So windy weather is going to hit so hard for these Mewtwo's. I can't wait to see that. I'm definitely going to be powering up my second 100% Mewtwo that I got at the last raid hour. If you guys checked out that video, if you didn't and you want to check it out, you can check it out up here. It's a great Mewtwo. I'm so excited to have that 100%. I actually have 2 of them, which is super hyped, especially for this situation. The other thing I did want to point out that I haven't discussed is that the Zen Headbutt is going to be powerful against fighting type Pokemon. So if you are using fighting type Pokemon and it happens to have Zen Headbutt, it's going to be doing a little bit more damage to your fighting Pokemon, and Zen Headbutt is a pretty strong move that definitely ticks away at your health quite rapidly. Now we're going to check out a quick overview of the time to win chart from 1 all the way to 30. We're going to highlight the top 10, and then I'm going to let you pause as we go downwards for anything 10 to 30. So we're going to check it out right now. Let's do it. As far as the time to win charts, obviously we have Mewtwo sitting up top with the Psycho Cut Psystrike combination, 525.3. Like I said, you can also use the Confusion here. It just depends on what you like. Psycho Cut's a little bit quicker of a move. 525 seconds with 22 deaths. By far going to be the best overall counter because it doesn't serve up any weaknesses, and it also is going to deliver a ton of damage that is going to be effective. Then we have Metagross with the Bullet Punch Meteor Mash combination, 624 seconds and 24 deaths. Then we have Latios Zen Headbutt Psychic, 673 seconds with 26 deaths. Then we have Jirachi with Confusion and Doom Desire, 686 seconds, 24 deaths. Then we have Kyogre Waterfall Hydro Pump with 695 seconds and 27 deaths. And then moving on to the second page, we have the Swampert, which I do want to emphasize is going to be in the community days coming up, with Water Gun Hydro Cannon, 704 seconds with 26 deaths. Then we have Shaman, which is not out yet. We have Zen Headbutt Grass Knot, 690 with 29 deaths. And then we have Dialga with Metal Claw Iron Head combination, 697 seconds with 28 deaths. Then we have Groudon Mudshot Solar Beam, 739 seconds with 25 deaths. Followed by the number 10 spot, which is going to be Espeon Confusion Psychic, which can be substituted for Alakazam, right, which we talked about, because the Alakazam is actually reliant on a legacy move, which you don't have. You can definitely put in the Espeon to make it more effective without the legacy move for the Alakazam. 676 seconds, 34 deaths. Then we can go to Alakazam Cycle Cut Psychic, 651 with 37 deaths. And then if you want to go ahead and pause here, you can do so. We have the Machamp, the Gallade, and then we're going to go downwards. And then like I said, we're going to go all the way to 30, so we have 2 more pages to check out if you want to go ahead and pause here. We have the Gardevoir on here. We have Latias, which is a possible utilization. We have Gyarados, Togekiss, Tangrowth. And then if we go to the last page, we're going to be able to see the Kingler with the Bubble Crab Hammer. And then notice that the time is definitely continually going up. And if the time isn't going up like on this Kingler, the deaths are at 44. So it's quite a glassy Pokemon. And then if you keep going downward, obviously the Venusaur is going to have Frenzy Plant, which is a Community Day move, and Roserade, Palkia, and Sceptile. Like I said, Mewtwo is going to be the overall reigning supreme, definitely the Pokemon to use. No weaknesses as far as the movesets, and it is definitely going to deliver the biggest punch because of its stats and its new movesets that it has, especially with the Psychic buff. If you don't have a good Psystrike and you just wanted to have a second charge move on a Shadow Ball that's already powered up. Next, we're going to check out what is the best moveset to have for your Terrakion. It is going to be the Smackdown and Rock Slide combination, or the Smackdown and the Close Combat combination, which is going to be the top 2. Obviously, the Double Rock is going to be the most effective because it has the most effective movesets, and unfortunately, the Close Combat is not the supreme moveset. For the fighting, it's going to be Dynamic Punch, and Terrakion unfortunately doesn't get it, and it doesn't get a Fighting Fast move, which is unfortunate because it is definitely a dominant Pokemon, which takes us into the stats. Terrakion's gonna max out at 3698. Man, oh man, do I wish it had amazing fighting moves. It's gonna have an attack of 260. It's going to have a defense of 192 and a stamina of 209, which we will obviously be doing a best of the best series to make sure you know exactly what to do with the Terrakion. Do you power it up, and what is it in your best interest to use your resources for it or to conserve them, to not use it? I would definitely say to raid this guy quite frequently because of its rock moveset. I really like the rock moveset, and also it's a beast Pokemon. It's definitely something new, and I actually really like the look of the Pokemon. I'm excited to see it in action in Pokemon Go. I can't wait for it. I appreciate you guys, all my likers, commenters, subscribers, and Patreon members, and everybody that takes their subscriptions to the next level. I can't wait to see you guys out on that next video. We're coming up in New York this week, and then we have California next month, and we have some new clothes coming up too. So I appreciate you guys. Peace. I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.